Hey guys, Dragoneye 13 here, and Tokyo Game Show is going on, and we have a trailer for Dante in Devil May Cry 5. Now, I know I said I wouldn't really do trailer reactions and all that, but I mentioned like Devil May Cry and Resident Evil 2 was possibly the two exceptions to this, just because I'm so excited for them. Well, I decided to not do Resident Evil 2. I want to go into that as blind as possible, so not watching anything for that until it releases. But Devil May Cry is still on the table, so let's see the Dante trailer, and then we'll break it down, try to like do an analysis of what we can see. And I have not seen this yet. This is a blind reaction you're going to see right now. All I know about it is apparently people do not like the Dante's theme song, so let's go for it. Oh my god, he looks weird.
Devil May Cry.
I got a gig. Cash up front.
Cash
Alright.
up front.
Oh, Trickster.
This
Yeah.
I like. The water needs turning on and those toilets need flushing.
Oh, is that Gilgamesh? Nice, nice. Yeah, he's definitely got Trickster. Oh, there's... Lady!
First come, first serve on the targets.
Trish!
To my ears. Hurry up, Dante.
Oh my god, yes.
Oh, you are the infamous Dante. My grandmother is Nell Goldstein, the gunsmith that made all your fancy weapons.
Oh my god, I can't believe Gilgamesh is back. It's kind of
Guess I
awesome.
get to see it with my own eyes. Dante. I'm gonna go too. Which one wants to play?
That's like Lady Staunton 4. Nice. Okay, we get the more arm functions.
I've got all the power I need. Right here.
Yeah, fuck my demon arm. This mechanical arm is where it's at.
Hey, tough guy. That'll keep him, but not for long. Soldier Boy said city's gone to hell and back, taken over by the underworld. Not just here.
That's so awesome. Alright, show us more of the bike. Yeah! Oh my god, I love this so much. Whoa! What? Oh, that's awesome. Was that a Devil Trigger explosion? So that's back? Awesome.
Hey, this is my gig. Leave Nero out of this.
Jackpot.
Yeah! Get the catchphrase.
Meet your new client.
He who desires but act not breeds pestilence. So it is written.
Is that... Was that,
Hey, I got a new arm for ya. Amazing. One of my finest.
Okay, the deluxe edition is them facing forward and stuff. That's a cool idea. I like that. I like that. Hold on, back up. Let me see it. Let me see that. Ah, too far. Okay. I love this idea for the box art. That is such a cool idea. Now that being said, is this the freaking what was his name? The dude who played Kylo Ren. Like, he looks so much like that. But 4 exclusive Devil Breakers with the deluxe edition. Okay. We got a fucking Mega Buster, a fork, and then 2 pretty normal looking arms. No idea what that is. Live action cutscenes. Oh, is that like the video storyboards that you could see for Devil May Cry 3. Like, if you don't know what I'm talking about, there was... I'll probably like, track down the videos and like put one up right now just as a demonstration, but there were these videos that were basically live action storyboards, like showing like, okay, this is what we want the cutscenes to do, and this is how we want it to, what angles we want and all that, just to see how it looks. And you know, those are really cool to see, like the creative process. So if that's the same thing as this, I'm gonna be down for that. 12 tracks of Devil May Cry 1 to 4. Fuck yes. Oh, that sounds so good. Alt style rank announcers and title calls. Okay, interesting. I didn't necessarily have a problem with the announcer as is in the game right now. I mean, it's not great, but I'm fine with that. And the Cavalier R, which I'm assuming is a red Cavalier, which I'm gonna guess is the name of the motorcycle. Oh, that was so cool. Oh, I love this so much. Yeah, but yeah, if that's his theme song that was playing throughout the whole thing, I wasn't bothered by it. Like, is it something that I would listen to on its own? Probably not, but, you know, as, like, in the background of, you know, gameplay, I don't see a problem with it. That's fine. Alright, so that's all for my initial looks at this. Now, let's go back, rewatch it a couple times, and I'll try and break down what I see in a more detailed analysis. Alright, let's start watching this again, see if we can't break things down and what we can spot. So we got Morrison coming up here to the Devil May Cry store. I call it a store, but it's looking pretty similar to how it's looked before. And here's the interior. Looking a bit more barren than usual. Because if you remember up here during DMC4, this is where Sparta was hanging until Trish took it. Looks like up here we got Dante's guns, but I mean the overall layout looks the same. It's just, I don't know, it just feels kind of empty from this shot.
Devil May Cry. I got a gig. Cash up front.
Alright, now, okay, this area Dante's in. Let me back up. Yeah, okay. This fucking looks like the depths of hell. It really does. I think the idea is probably that this whole area, most of this trailer takes place in, is an area that's overrun with cliff-offs. But, yeah, it looks pretty demonic. But you see Dante coming up against these, generic enemies. I have no idea what they're actually called. I got the standard rebellion combo. Trickster teleports. Let me see that teleport again. Bam. Works just like it did in Devil May Cry 4. Now, we don't know if you could switch styles at this point, but
Cash up front. This I like.
we'll see.
Turn it on and those toilets need flushing.
Okay, and now we've got Gilgamesh's back. This honestly just straight up looks like Gilgamesh with the shoulders in addition to the greaves and gauntlets. But he doesn't have the face mask. And I don't remember Gilgamesh actually like being fire-based like that, more or less. Which almost makes me think this might be Ifrit from DMC1, but I don't think so. Because Ifrit didn't have the greaves to it. But I don't know. But you can see Dante doing this like boxer jabbing combo into an uppercut. It looks, which based on the freeze frames looks like it's a real impact. Yeah. And this move, this like capoeira Dante dodge here. I'm almost inclined to believe this is probably a Swordmaster move. Because it seems like he's just auto-dodging. Like it looks like he's in the wind-up for an attack, and just during that he can't be hit. Possibly, I'm not sure. But that's kind of the vibe I get from it. I'm thinking it's a Swordmaster move. Yep. Got high time, of course. And here we are. The most important part of the trailer, right here. Buddy. A good shot at the best girl of Devil May Cry. Fight me. But yeah, she's looking pretty good. Right, she cut her hair shorter. The chest has gotten smaller. You can see in a couple shots from DMC4, but you know, that's minor details. I think she's looking pretty good.
First come, first serve on the
And then we got Trish here. That is a bad frame to freeze on Trish. That's better, but she looks all right. Not a huge fan of the face. It's not terrible, but you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Mia from Resident Evil 7, especially with the hair. But yeah, she's wielding Sparta. She's wearing her same outfit from from she's always worn, more or less, but from 4 specifically.
Hurry up, Dante.
And you can see right here, we got Trish running up top, Lady running down here. You are actually teaming up with them during this part of the game. That's kind of awesome. I love it. And you can see there's a very brief shot while Dante was bringing up his guns for... I'm assuming this is almost probably like a wind-up for a twosome time kind of attack, like a gunslinger move for Ebony and Ivory. But yeah, you can see... You can see Lady hanging out here. Got Trish over there. And then Trish is actually taunting here, which is kind of awesome. But you can see she's wielding the Sparta, which looks awesome. We don't get a really good look at it in this trailer, but it's looking pretty cool.
Oh, you are the infamous Dante. My grandmother is Nell Goldstein, the gunsmith that made all your fancy weapons.
Now, Nell Goldstein is actually a character from the novelization of DMC1, I believe. And yeah, she's the one who made, at the very least, Ebony and Ivory. I don't know if she made the Coyote, which is the shotgun. I don't know if she made that too. It's likely that she did, though, considering it seems to work in the same way as Ebony and Ivory, in that it doesn't really use real bullets.
That made all your fancy weapons.
But yeah, with Nell Goldstein, apparently Nico's kind of like following in her footsteps as like an aspiring weaponsmith. So, anyways, let's fire some shotguns a couple times. Bam, 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 bam. Okay, right here. This looks like the shotgun move that you could do in DMC2, which was like... I want to say this is after 2 slashes and then press the shotgun button, but I don't know. I don't know DMC2 combos very well, but this was a move you could do in DMC2. You couldn't do it in DMC3 and 4 from what I remember. I know you couldn't do it in 3, but 4, I don't think you could have. No, I think he just had the fireworks to shoot around him, which I always hated fireworks and never freaking worked for me. But yeah, they're bringing this move back. It looks cool. This looks like the Mega Scarecrow from DMC4. It really does. But cocky-ass Dante getting a quick shave here. Can I get a good frame? Not really. It's not the worst. But yeah, it looks like it just kind of spins in place and like tries to dash its way into you, sort of like the Mega Scarecrows could do, also like Sonic the Hedgehog could do. So obviously this is taking place in the same universe. These are demonically infested Sonics, and Dr. Robotnik is actually going to be the demon in charge of raising the tree. That is my personal lore. Try and contradict me, you can't. Alright, so anyways, we get another good shot of the Gilgamesh with a question mark here. I mean, it's looking way more like scaly, like almost kind of like reptilian, whereas Gilgamesh almost looked insect-like. I was gonna say like insecty, but that's not. I don't believe that's a word, so I'm just gonna go with insect-like. Like, yeah, this looks more like a dragon or like lizard scales or something like that. So that's why I'm kind of leaning on the idea that this might actually not be Gilgamesh. This might be a new thing. Although, another thing I'm thinking about is that this might be like the beginning of Dante's campaign. The reason I say this is because I have seen the leaked footage from what is presumably the prologue of the game that seems to be taking place in an area like this. So I'm thinking this might be the beginning of the game where Dante starts off with like Rebellion and Gilgamesh, and then maybe he loses them? Like he loses all of them, and then he has to go through his campaign starting off with like the basics again and building his way back up. That's the road of thought I'm on right now, but yeah, it looks like actually let me back up a little bit. I backed up too far, but that's fine. When he's firing his gun, take a look here. Okay, for a second on an earlier viewing, I thought it looked like it might be fire elements, but it's not. It's just the regular guns. That's fine. Got nice finisher kick. That looks like the kick 13 move, or whatever it was actually called in DMC4. It was kick 13 in 1. Because DMC4 was like all named after poker terms. I want to say it was a flush, but I don't remember off the top of my head. Alright, but
Guess I get to see it with my own eyes.
lip syncing on point.
Dante, I'm gonna go too.
How about a little more Nero?
Which one wants to play?
Alright, so the important thing I want to point out here is look at the windup of this attack right here. Also, this looks like it takes place in a completely different place, but look at the windup of this attack. That looks like the easiest to see coming attack in the friggin' world. If I get hit by that, like, if he's on screen and I get hit by that, I am going to slap myself, because that looks like the easiest to dodge attack in the world, but hey, whatever. Alright, he dodges it, and then he answers back with a streak. Also notice his arm, very skinny. We'll be seeing what it does in a second. Rainbow's back. Like, never use that in an actual fight. You could use that as like an ambush technique, maybe, if you like run into a fight, but you can almost never pull that off in the middle of an actual fight. But it looks like this time it might actually be easier. Because let's see, let's back up, right? Let's go to the start of that. He's not running. Nero is not running at the start of this. Okay? Then takes off, and in no time flat, he's able to pull off the rainbow. To pull off the rainbow in DMC4, you had to be in a sprint. And during battle, sprint only activates after continuously running for a couple seconds. Which is bad, because that means if you're running for a couple seconds, you're not attacking, you're not keeping your style gauge up. So pulling this off in the middle of a fight generally wasn't something you did. You could do it to start off a fight, or if you're just fucking around, but you generally didn't see this in fights, but it looks like this might actually come out much faster. So that's going to be a lot more fun to use. Thank you, Itsuno, for realizing that needed a buff. I'm talking about buffs in fucking Devil May Cry. Jesus Christ. Alright, this is the Tomboy. And Tomboy is a Devil Breaker that works with Nero's Exceed. So, you notice Nero just BAM! Bam! He's got a full Exceed right there, thanks to the Tomboy. I think this is just the Tomboy's regular function. Like, you use it, and he enters this. It's not a short. It's not a super long animation, but it's not short either. Like that full. Yeah, like that. Like that full animation takes somewhere about a second to do. 1 down to 2 1 down. Yeah, it's about a second. Maybe a second and a half. But yeah, so I'm thinking that's just the regular usage, because you don't see any sign of the breaker glowing or that it's about to break. So I think that's just the regular use. Like, you just use it when you're in the clear and you know you're not going to get attacked for a second. You can do that. Nero goes, yeah! And then suddenly he's got a full Exceed. Which, useful, yeah. I don't know if it's, like, better than having a full exceed, because the thing is, if you're good at timing, if they've still got max act in this game, that's the thing. They might actually not have max act, which is where you rev it with perfect timing to instantly get full charge. If they don't have that, then this might be the only way to instantly get to full charge, which would give it a better use, but as is, it's moderately useful. But if you're actually pretty confident in your timings with max X, you could probably just ignore this arm for its regular purpose. Actually, no, hold up, let me go back. Okay, so let's take a look at his sword while he's doing all this, right? Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and it looked like his sword was actually still glowing. So let's back up. Yeah, 3 swings and his sword was still glowing. I don't know if he's actually keeping up the rev himself by timing the button presses like you normally do, or if that's actually an effect of the Tomboy, actually, now that I'm looking at it. Because it could be that it gives you like an infinite exceed for a couple seconds if you get the full animation, or maybe it's like it gives you the full charge but it doesn't go down like it normally does, or it gives you like bonus, like 2 bonus charges, or maybe something like that. I don't know. That's actually, now that I'm looking at it, that's kind of interesting. I don't know if it's actually still charged or it just hasn't gone away yet. That's actually interesting. I didn't really think of that when I was watching this earlier.
I've got all the power I need. Right here.
Actually, hold on.
Right here.
Go back.
I've got.
Was Tomboy attached to his arm right there? Or attached to his sword, I mean? Obviously it's attached to his arm. It doesn't look like actually. No. Okay.
Right here.
Okay, and this is the Tomboy's breakage. Breakage, I know, but I still say breakage, it's easier. Where you could just use it like a Mega Man Buster Arm, more or less, to fire these projectiles. I don't know how many projectiles you actually get, but Nero stays rooted in place during it, it seems like. And it looks like the bullets actually pierce. We don't just, like, I think, at the very least, it's got a huge area of effect, because one shot knocked both of those guys back, and he wasn't really aiming at the second guy. So it's got a huge area of effect. And I believe they might be piercing, but I'm not sure. But yeah, this appears to be the breakage. Also, these enemies we haven't really been introduced to, they're actually fairly unique. Like, at first glance, I wanted to say they were blades, but they don't really look like blades. They don't seem to really act like blades from what we can briefly see, so it's interesting.
Hey, tough guy. That'll keep him, but not for long. Soldier Boy said city's gonna hell and back.
Alright, and this breaker is called the, what's the name of this one? Rawhide. And Rawhide is basically a whip. So what you're seeing right here is, I believe this is the breakage of the Rawhide, where he'll just swing it around randomly, pick up an enemy during that swing, and then just swing them around. He'll whack other enemies nearby, and then just slam them into the ground.
But everywhere.
I believe that's the breakage for that. Also, Nico's face looks really weird in this shot. I don't know why. Just a bad angle, I'd assume. She looks alright everywhere else, but this one shot just looks weird to me. Ah, yes. It's time for the motorcycle. Okay. Alright, so this dual motorcycle blade, let's call it. I want you to really see how slow this swing is. It is not a fast swing. Okay. Also, if you notice, here we go. Here's the first frame of it, right? He's got the handlebars in his hand, but the motorcycle itself actually materializes. So I think Dante actually travels around wielding the handles, more or less, as kind of like as kind of like the weapon, and then the rest of the motorcycle materializes out of that. So he's not like going around just riding a motorcycle, like just carrying a motorcycle around with him. Once the fight starts, or once he inputs an attack with it, then the motorcycle starts to materialize. But look how slow this swing is. That is like a Monster Hunter, like greatsword swing. You know what I mean? Like that is not a fast attack. That is something you need to make sure you are clear in the open to do. But it does do a lot of hits. So that's a positive. And then he immediately, that is the mute button. And he immediately just transfers into that. Like that does not look like a cut. That looks like it is just straight up. He just transitions into it. So let's see. No, okay, that actually is a cut. Never mind. Didn't look like a cut for very far, but okay, so he might not actually just directly transition to that. But yeah, you can just immediately do some motorcycle shenanigans, wheelies, donuts. Again, I'm assuming this is a Swordmaster thing. That's all I can really assume. And this is the introductory cutscene for the weapon, most likely. And then we meet this guy. This guy reminds me a lot of the... Oh my god, what is his name? The boss from 2 that had the wolves. I completely forget his name. But he reminds me of him for some reason. It's like a combination of him and Nello Angelo, in my opinion. In terms of like the general aesthetic and fighting style, more or less. If you can dig what I'm saying. But he seems like a lightning-based boss. It's a one-on-one fight. He uses his sword. This guy is using a shotgun on him, like, exclusively. I don't know why. But let's look at his attacks a little bit here. Alright. So he's over there. And then bam! He's just there. That is a mute button. That is immediate. That is just no hesitation. Let's see how long that takes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt, say the attack comes out in about 10 frames or so. That is really fast. You have to be ready for that. But, you know, jump up and you have invincibility frames. And I love the sparks you're seeing everywhere. I keep like pointing to the screen myself as if you guys can see it. And I don't know why I'm doing that. But I love the sparks you're seeing everywhere as it's like hitting the environment. It looks really cool. Alright, and then this attack he's doing here. Fucking frame back. Upward swing. Forward swing. And then Dante's able to get away safely. And you know what this looks like, now that I'm looking at it more, this almost looks like the highway area Dante broke into at the end of Nero's trailer at Gamescom. That was like overrun with cliff walls. That's what it kind of looks like to me, now that I'm looking at it. But again, this guy's like using the shotgun a lot. I keep hitting the mute button a lot. I don't know why. Alright, and you see, he's going for a downward swing, but Dante's going for a high time, and this actually causes a parry. Look at these effects. It looks so cool. But yeah, it causes a parry that causes this guy to stagger backwards. And Dante's got a Devil Trigger explosion. Hell yes. And this, I believe this animation is actually the exact same one that he used in 4. I'm remembering right, he did that one in 4. And I usually never held still while activating Devil Trigger in 4. Like I was always in the middle of something. But the new Devil Trigger looks awesome. It looks like a more advanced version of his Devil Trigger from 2, which makes sense considering this is actually confirmed to take place after 2. So right now this is the end of the DMC timeline. And yeah, it looks friggin' awesome. But yeah, it looks like it's got the same stinger property as 4, where it does several hits on the enemies that it's moving up to.
Hey,
and yeah, it looks awesome. Also, let's take a step back here. Couple steps back here. Sorry, we just gotta appreciate the best girl in DMC. You got to.
My gig.
And yeah, freaking Sparta's nowhere to be seen here, but we do see a little bit more of the office in this shot. A tiny bit. Like we got a better view of the posters here. Looks like a painting back here, but I can't quite see what's in the painting. Although it looks like the painting might actually be scratched up. I can't quite tell. But yeah, Trish just lounging around in the office as she usually does.
Leave Nero out of this.
And Nero getting grabbed by tentacles from the World Tree. I call it the World Tree, I don't know, the Demon Tree. Wasn't the World Tree, yeah, Yggdrasil. Well, I mean, yeah, we're going again with the Norse mythology thing. Just saying, because we had the Nidhogg parasite.
Jackpot.
And he says the line.
Meet your new client.
And we get our first look at V here. Now, it looks like he's in an urban area of some kind. I don't believe that. Now, you can tell by the presence of the tentacles that this is not the Devil May Cry shop, obviously. But V actually walks around with a cane. Although, I don't know if he really needs it, like, because we don't see him moving around at all with it. And on the cover of the game box, it looks like he's walking fine without it. It might be just like he finds it easier to walk with it, or it might be he thinks he looks cool. I don't know, but he's covered in these tattoos. He's got this leather outfit. His overall looks all right. It's just this is not the face I pictured for him when I saw like his back and everything. I don't know. I pictured him looking older. I guess. I don't know. I mean, his look is alright, but it's just not what I pictured.
He who desires but act not breeds pestilence. So it is written.
Also, let me see here.
He who desires but act not breeds pestilence.
Kingdom help us. Obvious call to the Kingdom Hearts team that they need help finishing their games before they can release it on time. Just saying.
So it is written.
But yeah, he seems to be the poetic type who's obsessed with this book. That's all we really got for his character. He's got a cool little necklace. He looks like Kylo Ren. That's pretty much all I got to go on for him, unfortunately. So I'm sure the next big gaming event we'll learn more about him, or what he plays like. I mean, if I had to guess, probably I would say PSX, but that but it seems like Microsoft is getting most of the press coverage for DMC5 in the West, so maybe not there, but who knows. But yeah, that's our first look at V. A little teaser before the official reveal of what he can do.
Hey.
And the best part of this whole trailer.
I got it.
Oh, also, notice this God of Time statue over here in Nico's shop. Where the fuck did she get that?
A new arm for ya. A mess.
Alright. So, Also, I just noticed the I don't break for Warlock sign here. I'm sorry, I got distracted by that. That's pretty cool. But yeah, I kind of have to assume that'll work more or less like the Tomboy's breakage, but I don't know for sure. It's just a silly little crossover item.
Masterpiece.
But it comes with 3 other exclusive Devil Breakers for the Deluxe Edition. Now, what are these Devil Breakers? Well, we got the Mega Buster, and this is actually a different version of the Gerbera. I kept calling Gerhera in my first DMC5 video. It's because the B looked like an H. I'm sorry, but it is actually Gerbera because that's kind of flower. But this is the Gerbera GP01. Now, is it just a reskin? Does it have properties that are better than the standard Gerbera? I don't know, but that's what it is. Over here we have, I forget the exact name of it, but it was called something like Sweet Sensation, I want to say. And brace yourselves for this. It is actually a vibrating arm used to massage Kyrie, because when Nero would massage her with the Devil Bringer, he would always be too rough. So this is designed to be Kyrie's massager. I am not making this up. That is what I saw. As far as I can tell, that is the official description. Right. So what does that do in battle? Fuck if I know. Same thing with this fork weapon. I want to say this is just called like the Bistro Fork or something like that. It's a Devil Breaker that's designed to eat up pasta more stylishly, I believe was the description of it. What the fuck is that going to do in battle? Fuck if I know. If I had to guess. Because this is just a reskin of the Gerbera, and this is likely something like the Tomboy, I have to guess that these two are also reworks of other Devil Breakers. I'm thinking this might be an Overture variation, which Overture was the you remember was the electric hand. I'm thinking this might be a variation on that of some kind, but I don't know the specifics. And this, if I had to guess, I could picture this being a new version of either the standard Tomboy, which would like plug into your sword, something like that, or maybe the Helter Skelter, which is an arm we didn't see in this trailer, but it's basically like this drill arm that Nero can use to just drill into enemies. And if you remember in the last trailer, there was a part where Nero did this, like, it looked like an aerial rave. Not aerial rave. Vortex. An air vortex into this enemy. That was the Helter Skelter that was doing that. That was one of his breakers. So I'm thinking this is probably like a Helter Skelter variation. Which is way more likely than Tomboy. I don't know why I was thinking with the Tomboy, but yeah, I'm thinking this is Helter Skelter. That's Overture. This is basically a Tomboy shot, if I had to guess, but like it's just gonna shoot bullets. I don't understand. And then this is just another form of the Gerbera. And then the live action cutscenes. This was actually in the image I saw. This was saying these were like pre-visualizations of the cutscenes, so yeah, it was the thing I was speculating before with the live action storyboards. Then 12 tracks from Devil May Cry 1 to 4. Looking forward to seeing which ones they include there. The alt announcers, whatever, and then the Cavalier R, which is supposedly an upgraded version of the Cavalier. I'm not 100%, but I believe I saw something that said it was an upgraded version. Now, obviously, I'm going to be getting the deluxe edition. Like that's not in question at all. So I'm going to be getting these weapons. Like I don't know if you have the deluxe edition, bam, you're just stuck with these weapons, or if there's something you have to unlock, or like is it like you buy them in Nico's shop and then they show up in the missions, or can you only buy them from Nico's shop? I'm thinking you could probably only buy them from Nico's shop, so they're probably like something that's completely and totally optional to use. So that's what I'm thinking. Probably similar thing with the Cavalier R, but who knows? It's too soon to really make that call. But anyways, thank you guys for sticking around, listening to me ramble and rave. Devil May Cry 5 coming out March 8th, 2019. I'm super looking forward to it. I hope you all are too. Thank you for listening. See you next time.